You ever feel like the more I talk, the more I don't use my normal voice? I'm like talking like this. I talk like an auntie also. Shit. Hi everyone, so today we're gonna do a Colourpop haul. Woo, woo, woo. It's been a really long time. Colourpop is just one of those stores where you're like, I'm just gonna get a couple of things, or maybe gonna share with my friends so they can get free international shipping, blah blah blah, and then you end up like buying like $200 worth of stuff on your own. I made a grand total of 3 orders and I've got everything here. I've unpackaged everything, but I will show you what the packaging looks like because I think it really adds to the whole like Colourpop experience. It's very millennial, it's very young, but I'm a millennial, I'm young, so I'm into it. So I'm gonna go through all of these. I have a lot of palettes, I have lip stuff, I have a lot of single Super Shock shadows, and I have a couple of blushes and the Jelly Much shadows. And I also stocked up on my staples, so I'm gonna show you everything. I'm gonna show you what's worth it, what's not worth it in my opinion. I haven't sat down to really talk proper makeup in a while, so sis is excited. Okay, let's go through palettes first. Now it's a bit extreme. I don't know why anyone needs 5 palettes at one go, but I will be very frank. Besides the Born to Run Urban Decay palette, which I really tried for months not to buy, but I'm so glad I got it anyway, oh my god. Besides that palette, I haven't actually gotten any other palettes for the year. I know, I'm such a good girl. I think it occurred to me, and then after I bought the Born to Run, I was like, this is great, why don't I just get more palettes? So I got 5 more. The one that inspired everything is this. This is the Zodiac palette. It's from Kathleen Lights. I love her. And I actually did really enjoy Dream Street. And for some reason, right, when YouTubers like talk about their own collabs, it just looks like so good. I guess that's what they're meant to do, but it's just kind of like, oh damn, like I already have Dream Street, like why don't I get Zodiac? And I tried not to get it for a while, but then I saw it, it was Black Friday, there was no sale, it was still pretty new at that time, and it was just kind of like, you know, full price, you know, sale not applicable, so I just got it anyway. This is the only palette that comes with a mirror, and then this is what the palette looks like. It is a very beautiful palette and I love Kathleen Lights, but I'm gonna give you my honest opinion. I love Aries, I love Leo. A lot of people are hating on how like boring the Taurus color is, but I love it. It's kind of a more yellow toned brown, so instead of having like a normal neutral brown crease shade, you can go with something like this. I feel like this would go really well with a yellow like this, you know? And most of the colors are very buttery and smooth and pigmented, except for the Aquarius, which is a really weird color to begin with. Kathleen already mentioned it in her video that this kind of color is very hard to get the pigment right, and yeah, I can understand why, because it's this like weird cornflower blue. The one small tiny detail that I'm not like such a big fan of, and this is something that I didn't even notice as I was watching like the swatches and you know I was ordering it online. I didn't realize how similar Cancer and Libra is. It's really similar. I think if you put them side by side, I wouldn't be able to tell like which one is which. I put one on each eye. I don't think you can tell the difference. Looking at it like that right now in the sun, you can't really tell. Other than that, I do like the fact that there's a mirror. I think it's a little bit more expensive than the other same size kind of palettes. It is quite small. The pans are not huge, but it's a really lovely like color selection, and it really builds onto Dream Street as well as any other like neutral palette you have. You know, okay, I'm thinking about this now. It really looks like the exact same shadow, so I don't know if there was a mistake in mine and these were just... Dude, these are like the exact same. Do you see this? What is the difference? I find it kind of insane for it to be this similar. Yeah, I really can't tell the difference. Look at it. I'm still so curious about this. I'm gonna go check because I remember the color is different. Let me just check. Oh my god, I fucking knew it! This is not Libra, this is Cancer. Libra is a much more like muted pink, sort of satiny sheen. The funniest thing is this took about 2 months to get here, and by the time I got it, I don't even remember. Oh my god! Oh my god! Yeah, these are the same. I need a drink. The other thing I was really excited to get was this. Okay, basically when I was ordering these things, it just came out at that point. It's the Chasing Rainbows one, and I did like a couple of, you know how you just go on YouTube and you just search Chasing Rainbows palette swatches, and then you see the swatches, and I was really in love. I think this is my favorite palette of all of the different like ones that I got. It's not what you would expect from like a rainbow palette. Like, it's not just like normal boring primary colors. These are colors that are super buildable. You can pair them up with any other neutrals. There are a couple of neutrals here already if you want to work with them. These colors are stunning. I've never had more fun swatching a palette than I have for this one, except for the Born to Run. I know I keep like hyping it up, but I really love that palette. As you can see from the swatches, one swipe is like, ooh, yes. Sometimes I go back in for a second one because I don't think I did it justice, like I didn't pick up enough. This color, oh my god, I dumped my nail into it. I'm sorry. Oh my god. I'm gonna blend it out, blend it out, blend it out. This color is such a natural highlight. I have it on my brow bone, you can't even tell. It's just so great. It sets your primer base and everything is just fantastic. This is an iridescent white with like a yellow flecks. This is a beautiful warm yellow, much like my sweater, and I have it on the inner corners just a little bit. These two are really great for blending in the crease. Oh god, I'm excited to use every single color. Look at this color right here. Oh hot damn son! I love this palette so much. I think this is so worth it. It was so affordable. And also look at this packaging. Hello, I'll see you later, bye. This is the only one that didn't come in like a paper cardboard kind of box thing that I always throw away, and so it kind of keeps it in. They have this like magnetic strip and it's cardboard, right? So I don't know how travel friendly it is, but you know, I don't know. This is the same size palette as this. Well, I had no intention of getting this at all, but then I saw it. I think Kathleen Lights mentioned it, and I'm a sucker. Dude, like y'all always say like, oh, I tempt y'all to buy stuff like on YouTube. Like, you think I don't get tempted? Like this is called A Princess Thing, and this is from like the Disney designer collection. This was 20 USD. There was no sale on this as well. I remember it because I was like, dang, why you not have sale? A rose gold kind of neutral palette. Surprisingly, this is my least favorite. I do have a lot of neutral palettes, but I don't have ones that tend to go pinkish purplish, so I wanted something that was kind of different and exciting and ooh, ah, wow. The pigmentation on this is just not fantastic. I don't know if it's just my one. Oh, you can see the camera from here. Hello. You can see from here that there are a couple of good like blending shades. There's a good mix of like mattes and shimmers. I do like a couple of colors, I will say. This one is really excuse me, keep it open. This one is really interesting. This one called Fairy Godmother. It's this like rosy hue kind of thing. Okay, honestly, I'm sorry, it swatches really great, but do you see how chalky it is? It's just lots and lots of fallout. But also this color is really fantastic. This color called Beast. It's darker, it's prettier. The matte shades are okay in here, but they're not as pigmented as the Chasing Rainbows ones. So I think if I were to go back in time, I wouldn't pick this up because first of all, I'm not a big fan of Disney. Oh, I know, gas, no childhood, blah blah blah. But yeah, I'm just not a big fan of Disney. And then the shades are kind of like, I won't miss them if they're not here. Like, I'm glad I have them now, but is it really worth like 20 USD slash the chance to get another palette? The next one is this, and I didn't actually intend on getting this, but the reviews were so good and it's always like such a big bestseller, so I was like, I want to see what this is about. So I got the Yes Please palette, and this is what it looks like. Very warm, very sunny. And you know what? I'm actually really glad I got this. These colors, GNO, chauffeur, chestnut. God, girl, where are you getting chestnut from? This is my favorite color. Mischief is the perfect yellow color. It's also matte, it's not shimmery, and the pigmentation for a matte yellow shadow is quite fantastic. I really like it. I thought I had enough warm palettes, but ooh, I nearly dropped it. You did not see it, but I caught it. Oh my god. Even this sport color is really fun, and they do have like a good bunch of like neutrals for you to work with, like full zip and note to self. The funny thing is I always get stuff that visually interests me, not things that I would actually use. So this did not like visually interest me, but then I end up using it like quite a lot, so you can tell it's a little bit like dirty and like messed up already, which means I love it. So yeah, that's the Yes Please. Finally, this one, this came in the 3rd order. This was the main reason why I made the 3rd order, and I kept it in the box, the Bretman Rock collab. I really fucking hate glitter on my eyeshadow palettes. It gets in your hands, gets in your hair, gets on your face. People call this the herpes of arts and craft, right? It's just everywhere. You just can't get rid of it. Like ooh. So I have to keep it in that box, but I really like it. Bretman Rock also came up with the Lit palette, and it's very similar to Yes Please, so I didn't get it, but I really like the Wet palette. Very interesting colors. I know there's only 8, and I know it's not all that exciting for someone who doesn't wear blue eyeshadow, but you can always wear this as a pop of color. You can always wear this. Even these two, like, these are neutrals for you to work with. Even the highlighting color is a light blue, which is something that's super rare. You don't really see. It's called Finished, and it's just Thickums is a really like metallic silver. I love the blue. This I'm Chillin' is very similar to Aquarius, but it's a little bit darker, and I think it's a little bit more pigmented as well. Yeah, as you can see from here, right? Okay lah, I mean, I'm not the best at swatching. I like the palette, except for the, you see I already got glitter on my hands. I don't know why, I just like, oh, don't want it. Back into the box. Alright, so moving on from the palette, the other very exciting thing that drew me to making all of these orders are, of course, the, oh god, I'm dropping everything. The Jelly, these are the Jelly Much eyeshadows. I wanted to get Half Moon, which is a dark purple with like an indigo kind of chrome, dual chrome, but I couldn't get it because all 3 of my orders I made when they were out of stock. I got Ventura, I got Once in Floral, Foxes, and Hallucinogens. And I'm gonna go through the OG ones first because this came in the Rainbow collection. So with Chasing Rainbows, you have this, and you have a bunch of other Super Shock shadows, which I will show you later in a bit. Okay, the first one I'm gonna go through is Ventura because I was the most disappointed in this. It wasn't rated very high on the website. I think it was given like a good 3 stars, and everyone's like, ooh, sheer, looks like crap, blah. But then, on a lot of other videos, they were like, oh, it's meant to be sheer. It's meant to be an iridescent kind of like, oof, light ultraviolet blue kind of color. It's supposed to lighten your shadow. It's a great eyeshadow transformer. And I was like, great! You know what it looks like? It looks like eyelash glue. Maybe you're into that color. I think when you really sheer it out and you have a super light wash, it could be really great for photos or whatever. But I think it's not great for everyday wear, especially because even the consistency, I don't know if I got a bad one or something happened during shipping or something. It's not as jellyish and like satisfying as the other 2 Jelly Muches. Should probably put them down. Another thing with these to consider is that they do tend to get messy. Now I've only used them like less than 3 times each on each one, and they do come with this little like lid thing. So you remove it and then you get the jellyish, you know, okay? This is Foxes, by the way. Oh, look at that color! This is the kind of color that you cannot get with Ventura. When you push it back down, sometimes it catches on the side, and then you have to like wipe it down before you turn this back on. And then sometimes when it's dry, like right now, you're getting like little flakes of these kind of falling off wherever. So it does have the tendency to get a bit messy, and I don't know about you, but I hate messy makeup. As you can tell from me and this palette, it's just a heads up. But it is a very interesting formula. It really does feel like a jelly. A lot of people on YouTube are just like, ha, look at this, like, and they're like going ham on the jelly, and I'm like, are you crazy? Like, what? To me, honestly, I can just tap it and that is enough for me. Or like, I'll scrape just a little bit, especially for Ventura, because when you do this with Ventura, it doesn't do anything. So I like just kind of like scrape a little tiny bit, and then I kind of like wipe it on my hand, and then I kind of buff it out and I apply it. Or I use a shader brush and I just go in with it. But then even with the shader brush, if you pick up just a little bit too much, it gets a little bit clumpy and too wet and doesn't dry. So even if you want to build up the shade, I would suggest going in very sheer layers and then building up. This is Fox's. A really beautiful, warm yellow. Really hoping that I can find some way to use this as a graphic liner just because it looks stunning. There's another one that's a little bit more like on the greenish yellow gold side instead of an orangey gold, but I just much prefer the orangey gold. I like Fox's. I think it complements my skin tone a bit better and it's just a bit more like eye-popping. Like, it's just like, wow. My favorite is Once and Floral. Once and Floral. Oh god, even when I look at it I'm like, oh my gosh. Just imagine a magenta, purplish, kind of a little bit maroonish in the shadows, and then the moment it catches the light it's all gold. If you just want one to try out, I really highly recommend Once and Floral because it's just so beautiful. It goes with so many different skin tones. I can imagine this looking really beautiful like on deeper skin tones just because that sheen and that glow and that dimension. Oh my gosh. This is Hallucinogens and this is new. I actually prefer this way more to Ventura. It's very similar as you can tell from the swatches. Slightly darker, you can see definitely more of the purple, but it has that same kind of iridescent glow. So if you're ever stuck on Ventura or Hallucinogens, I would go with Hallucinogens. There are a couple of newer shades from the Rainbow collection of the Jelly Much that hasn't gotten much buzz. I think those are worth checking out. So much like embarrassment and shame, but also like a deep-seated sense of satisfaction. These are all the Super Shock shadows that I got. Okay, let's start out with the more neutrals first because I did get a couple of like purple and blue eyeshadows because I realized that I don't have enough exciting pop of colors to work with. I have a lot of neutrals. First one is my favorite. I don't know what took me so long to get it. If you were to get any Super Shock shadow ever, I would highly recommend this. I have two of the other ones. I have like Lala and something else, like, you know, the normal rose gold colors. This is a color unlike any other. This is the color that I expected Libra to be, but in matte form. If Colourpop didn't anyhow press two of the same shadows, I can't. Oh. It's everything I have ever wanted. First of all, they are so buttery. I really love the formulas of the Super Shock shadows. Ready? Oh my god. Oh my god! I have this all over my lid right now. I am so obsessed with this color. It has like purple undertones. It itself is like a blush color. It, you know, has a really beautiful... It's so flattering as a crease shade, as a lid shade, as an all over color. I've used it for all three purposes and I really love it. Wattles is bae to me right now. This is Brady. Brady is similar. Oh my gosh, I was deciding between Wattles and Brady. Thank god I got both because now I can see the difference. Brady is definitely on the matte side, but because it's a Super Shock shadow, it's not like a chalky matte. Very smooth, slightly darker. I think actually it could go really well as like an added crease shadow. So like this one's like older sister, you know, it's matured a little bit, you know, it's put away its sparkles for like a sensible shoe kind of thing, you know, and you know what I'm talking about. This is definitely a little bit more on the mauve side, like really dank mauve. This, okay, if you're ever looking for a neutral but very like statement making shadow, I cannot recommend this more. This is a like a maroon-ish color, but check out that sheen. Oh my gosh, and because it's a Super Shock shadow, it is so pigmented, it's so smooth, it's so buttery. It did come in like a little bit of a crack, which I was like, what? Even the kind of iridescence, it's almost like a greenish gold, so it's very different from your usual like orangey gold flecks in a darker shadow. So this is already like a little bit like maroonish, and I cannot explain. Oh, you can see it now, you can see it now. You see it? Oh my god! This is a stunning color to put all over the lids to just blend up. Oof. Moving on, we have from the Rainbow collection, this is REM. This is a color I thought would be fun to layer over Ventura because I thought, you know, Ventura might look a little bit like this in the sun, and it does a little bit. This is like an iridescent, light cornflower blue, but with a lot of lilac glitter. So it's very sheer, it's very light, it's very like beautiful. It's almost like flecks a little bit, like iridescent. One other color that's actually very similar to how this is formulated in terms of like the formula and the kind of sheen, not in terms of color, is this one, which is Ripple. You wouldn't be able to tell from the pot that it actually would look kind of similar, but it also has that iridescence, that flex, that like light. I get so happy just getting colors that I think are really unique and really like fun, even though I don't necessarily would apply them on my face every day. The next purple shade, we still have more. This is not even the last one, okay? This is called Lace. This is a royal purple with like blue iridescence. It has chunks of purple glitter, and to be very honest, if I were to go back in time, I wouldn't order this because I think it's a very meh color. It's very one-dimensional, and I think it's great if you want to build up color, but because I've been so spoiled by all of the other Super Shop shadows, I don't think this is super pigmented. If you can tell, it is a little bit chalky, and I much prefer this one, which is Issa. This is Issa, and this is Lace. This Lace is a purple straight up, no flecks, no nothing, but look at Issa. Wow! I think they have the same like purple flecks, but the base shade is just a little bit more grayish, and I think the pigmentation on Issa is just a little bit better. It's just a more interesting color to look at because of its like rosy, maroonish undertones. I think even if you're not like a colors kind of gal, if you're never thinking of wearing like purple eyeshadow, you could use it as a crease shade, you can line your eyes with it. Like, it's just a really beautiful like dimensional color. And we have two blue eyeshadows. I don't think I needed blue eyeshadows, to be honest, because I was already getting the wet palette, but here are two for you. This is Coconut. Oh wow, it looks really great on camera. A little bit tealish. It comes off way more teal on camera, I don't know why. It's a lot more like blue. And this one is called Superfly. Superfly looks like this. So these two are them side by side. The thing with Colourpop is that online, it always looks more different than it will be IRL. So I'm getting these and I'm like, oh shit, they look exactly the same. Coconut is a little bit more on the royal blue, cobalt blue side. It's a little bit darker, a little bit more blue, and this is a little bit more like Issa, where there are a bunch of like different colors and it's just a little bit more iridescent. Okay, they look a little bit more different now, which is great, but when I was watching them I was like, wait, they look exactly the same. But they are similar enough for me to not need to have both. If I had to choose, I would... oh god, I can't choose. I can't choose. Okay, maybe that's why I got both. Coconut, Superfly. Let me know in the comments which one you would prefer. Are you a coconut or are you a Superfly? Since we're already on eyes, let's move on down to cheeks. I have two blushes. These two are blushes that I've been wanting to get since time started. These have been around forever. This is Birthday Suit and this is Cruel Intentions. These are my first ever Super Shop blushes, and I never got them because I was like, oh my god, $8! But I finally got them because I think they were on sale. They were like $6 or something. So this is Cruel Intentions. Thank god, nothing happened. Okay, I'm just gonna hold one each. This is Birthday Suit and this is Cruel Intentions. I didn't know that Cruel Intentions was gonna be this dark IRL. It is a little bit darker for me, and I have Birthday Suit on my cheeks right now. I do sometimes like to add a little bit of Cruel Intentions just on the corner, like where the contour meets my blush, and I think it works. I think it's a really nice color. It's almost impossible to over apply, and it's just a really beautiful kind of consistency. It's like a cream to powder kind of thing, and you can even apply it before you set your powder, which is what I did, and I think it doesn't clump, it doesn't look bad, so I really like it. And by the way, I also stocked up on this. This is the Precision Brow Pencil. It's called Taken for Granted. It used to be black. I think I prefer it just black. I also got the Brow Boss, which turns out I don't like it. The two big drawbacks of this eyebrow pencil, I mean, there are a ton of like good things, like, you know, it's cheap, it's precise, like it's creamy, blah blah. The two bad points about this is that first of all, this detaches so easily and goes missing so frequently. It's just not a tight cover, you know, after a while it just like frick. And the second thing is it doesn't last like all day. And so with the Brow Boss, it's like it smudges still, but it doesn't come off properly, especially like if you are doing your base or if you have a little bit of primer or moisturizer on your face. It just doesn't like come off. Like it's just so waxy and so hard. I mean, some people will like it for sure, but just not me, I guess, because I'm the kind of person that doesn't fill in my eyebrows except for my tail, and I'm just like, what are you doing? I will never repurchase the Brow Boss again, I'm just saying. Final category, lips. Let's go with the OG fave. Dude, I have so many lippy sticks now that I'm almost embarrassed. I do realize that they kind of switched up the packaging and they made it even more millennial looking, but this one is cute because this one comes with like little designs on the side as well. Really digging it. And the wording and the print is all like a little bit more goldish instead of the silver. I like it for the first 6 months, and then after that it just kind of slowly wears off. This is Fly Fi, which is a matte X shade. It's a red, and I think you'll see later that I have a couple more reds and you'll be like, Brenda, why did you get like 4 of the same shade? I don't know. That's the beauty of Colourpop. You really don't know what you're gonna get until you get it. It seemed like a really fun, kind of neutralish red. I'm just gonna enjoy myself with this, you know? Fly Fi, fun. I don't like the ultra matte lips and I don't really use the ultra satin lips, but I do really like the blotted lips. So I got 2 more. This is in Soda Pop and this is in Vitamin C, and these are just like very neutral, fun little colors. They have really good swatches on the side. So Soda Pop is a little bit more on the pinky side. It looks almost like one of those like glossier pink colors, you know, the color in Like. And then this is Vitamin C, which is a little bit more of a nudish, coralish, warm toned orangey neutral. So yeah, I just wanted to try them. And then finally we have these, which are the Luxe lipsticks. These are my first ever like shot at testing these out. The first one that I wanted to get, that I got on my first haul, was Come On Sis. I always say Come On Sis like that, just I don't know why. It's the one that I'm wearing right now. It is a very beautiful color. Everyone was basically talking about how this is just a fantastic color for everyone. It is a pinkish neutral. I think it's still very work appropriate, and it really reminds me of the color Fiend from Urban Decay, but just a little bit more darker and a little bit more neutral instead of being like kind of bright. So yeah, I really love this color. I think you can definitely tell that you're wearing lipstick, but it's not like in your face, and it's just a very beautiful kind of like sophisticated color. Yeah, so I really like Come On Sis. And I also have these two, Angel City and Liquid Courage, both of which are reds. Why? I don't know. So yeah, as you can tell, these are super freaking similar. I would say Angel City is a very pinkish kind of red that's a little bit muted, and then Liquid Courage is Poison but in lipstick form, I feel. Just that kind of like bullet, poisonous, yellow-red color. You know, it's just really intense. And then Angel City is just kind of like, I'm just here to party. I want to wear a red lip, but like not too much, and like, you know. And I think I am done. Holy shit, this is a really long haul, but I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoyed the swatches. Let me know which ones you are most excited about. If you want to see me do a tutorial on this look, on any of the other looks, on any one of the specific palettes, I am now going to pack everything and take a couple of photos of this and email Colourpop because I'm really sad. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, like it. If you want to subscribe, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time really soon. Bye!